good Monday to you. I suppose several of you experienced the major winter storm that blew through here over the weekend. And as we look around, we see people that need their driveway shoveled, they need their walkway shoveled, they need their car pulled out of the ditch. There are people all over the place that experience needs that aren't normal. They're not part of their everyday life. Well, the church in Jerusalem back in the first century experienced excruciating persecution. Their businesses were boycotted, their social media accounts would have been canceled, their income was cut off by the Jewish people who rejected the gospel of Christ. And this culture there in Jerusalem was making it extraordinarily difficult for Christians to buy food or to buy anything. So the Apostle Paul sent word out to all the churches, and he said, look, our brothers and sisters in Jerusalem need help. They need financial backing. They need support. And so the churches then got this letter from Paul. He encouraged and challenged them. Specifically, we read the one that he sent to the church in Corinth, and he says, set aside every week as you gather this offering so that I can gather it up when I come, and you don't have to call a special meeting and have everybody bring their offering. It'll already be ready. That's a great pattern. In fact, it's a pattern that we use today, where we set aside on the first day of every week. Or some people do it as often as they get paid, if it's monthly or annually. That's between them and the Lord. But it's a good pattern. And he's writing to the church in Corinth, telling them, look, I'm coming. Make sure that offering is ready. And I also want to tell you about the believers in Macedonia. And he's talking about these believers in Macedonia. Believers in Jerusalem. As I read that, I think I would love to have known those Christians in Macedonia. That church up there was suffering. They didn't have money. They were poor by any standards as far as material possessions. And Paul said they gave beyond what they could afford. Now that's quite a phrase. Let it sink in for a moment. They gave more than they could afford. And they begged us again and again, please let us participate in this gift to our brothers and sisters in Jerusalem. Please let us have a part in this. And Paul obviously said, well, okay. Now my question is, what would motivate you or me to give more than we could afford? What is it that would move them and shift their priorities to this focus? We want to give, and we're going to give more than we can afford. That means that if the Lord didn't provide for them, they could not meet their obligations. They could not meet their needs. They gave more than what they could afford to give because they saw the need, the desperate need of their brothers and sisters in Jerusalem. They saw and believed the report of how they were starving, literally starving. And so these believers in Macedonia gave more than they could afford. And I want to encourage you to look around and be generous in your gifts, your kind words, your merciful response, your gracious actions, your ability to give financially. Look and find a need. They are all over the place. Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. Find a need that motivates you to give more than you can afford, which is a significant amount for most of us. Because if you do that, and Christ gets the glory, I don't get the glory. You don't get the glory. Jesus gets the thanksgiving. Jesus gets the praise. Then he will fund your generosity. It's an amazing truth of our covenant relationship with the one who owns the cattle, 1,000 hills in every mine. God bless you as you look at the Macedonian example. Know that he loves you, and we love you too.